Hey y'all. Hey besties. Welcome back, or welcome to, if you're new, another video for Flor's Garden. My voice is kind of evaporated because I was literally screaming yesterday. Nothing new for me actually. Like, this happens to me a lot more than I care to admit. But I will have some tea later. Not to spill, to drink. Tea later when I'm eating fried chicken and potato salad, because that's what my dad's making for dinner today. You may be wondering, well, you're not wondering because it's the title of the video. So you're not really wondering, you're kind of just like, okay. You know what, I shouldn't be saying how I think you feel. Only you know how you feel. And maybe like your therapist. I'm assuming you have one. This video is basically making a new series called Flor's Corner for this channel. And basically, I'm going to be talking to you guys. It's going to be really fun and really cool. You may or may not have been wondering where my videos have been, because it's been 2 weeks and I literally evaporated. Like, for 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, sketchbook tour is coming this Friday. And the sketchbook tour never came. Just like BTS's concert, because it just got canceled. Anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown of the rundown. This is what I plan to do. You're getting this video right now. Then on Friday is gonna be a video, and then Saturday is gonna be a video. Because I need to make up for the videos that I missed. Friday and Saturday, you guys are getting 2 new videos, plus this video, and then we'll be back on schedule. Basically, Flor's Corner, even though this is not a corner, this is literally a room. We're gonna have a topic, an artist, and a piece of artwork that I did. You know, my piece of the episode, piece of the corner. Yeah, piece of the corner. I like that. Piece of the corner. Welcome to the first ever Flor's Corner episode. Let's. So the topic for this Flor's Corner, what it's like being an artist in New York, the Bronx, New York for me specifically, but being an artist in New York, because I've had a lot of interesting encounters with people who live here, like in the city and stuff like that, and my experiences like doing commissions for people, and what the art like is here, and what the art is like here. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be honest. I'm an artist, like, I don't really know a whole bunch about, I don't go to art school. So, you know, there's only so much information I can access, like, despite the internet, because there's, like, you know, I don't know where to start. There's a lot of things, like you need to study, especially if you were to be, like, an art student. I was an animation student for a small period of time. But not really long enough to really know or learn anything at all. I will say that, you know, being from New York, like, and in the Bronx, like, there's a whole bunch of art around here. Like, there's a lot of other places where, like, very, like, influential with art and stuff like that. But New York City, I know New York City gotta be there somewhere, because from poetry to performances, New York City, like, the art here is just like, oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all ever been to Harlem, but Harlem, I love Harlem. Not saying to come there as a tourist spot, because, you know, it's Harlem. Mind your business. The history in terms of, like, you know, you got the Bronx and, like, Harlem, like, you know, you got hip-hop and jazz and all that stuff. Like, there's so much history in these streets, dog. Like, then you got, like, these cool museums here, like the Brooklyn Museum and the Met Museum. I've only ever been to the Met once, but it was so fun and it was so cool, like, looking at all the art and stuff like that. And, you know, you just meet people who are very artistic in terms of, like, maybe like their fashion, or you just meet a whole lot of creative people here. I have a lot of creative friends who do music, who draw, who dance, who sing. Like, there's so many talented people here, and I really thrive off of that. Like, you know, having my own small, like, community with my friends and being able to talk about the things that we're passionate about, because the arts is really such a powerful thing, and it's so sad that, like, you know, whenever, like, a school needs, like, money for something, they'll cut the budget on the arts. When the arts does a whole lot for people, like it saves lives, like it saved mine, like, you know what I'm saying? It's really cool being in New York and like even seeing like the graffiti, like the subway performers, even though you don't really want them to be on the train because, you know, they might kick you in your face if they're doing the flips off the bars. Performers, like people who play like their music. I saw this one guy like selling his art like on the street in Manhattan. Art is literally like everywhere in New York. Like, not to be like, oh my gosh, New York City, because, you know, we do have a couple of interesting things over here too, trust me. There's a guy walking around the subway in a giant rat costume with a giant slice of pizza. Like, New York is weird, bro. Like, it's not for the weak-hearted. I'm gonna say it like that. New York is not for the weak-hearted. As of right now, I am working full-time at Pret, which is, I always say it's like the more expensive version of Starbucks with vegan options. Basically, it's like a shop, a coffee shop, you know, with food and stuff like that. And I was making a joke with my friend. I was like, yo, cause I think I took the broke artist who lives in New York City and works at a coffee shop trope a little too seriously. I literally work at a coffee shop. I'm poor all the time. Like, I never really have any money despite being paid and working full time. And I'm an artist, like, and I live in New York City and I make coffee. Like, I just need to meet, like, somebody needs to walk in, like, with 6 figures and be like, oh my gosh, she's valid. Cause, you know, at that point, that's the next step. Like, at that point, that's like the next thing, you know. Love interest, period. It's also really, really cool, like, meeting a whole bunch of different people. I said this earlier, like, people with different, like, styles and stuff like that. Like, there's so many people who come into my job who, like, you know, might like anime or they dress really well, like, trendy. You got the people like the businessmen and women walking in their suits. There's this one lady who walks in, I swear she works at the Vogue like center or something. She walks in with her bob looking like Edna from The Incredibles and all black, and she struts in here like, can I get my large green iced tea? And I'll be like, yeah girl, I got you. Like, there's so many like different people that you see here, and it's like a huge, like, altogether it's like a huge inspiration. Like, and it's so much fun. And it's like when you doodle on the train, you get people who will be like, oh my gosh, like, that's so cool. You get some weird people too, though. They'll be like, there's this one guy who was like, oh, I see that you draw. And I was like, yeah. He was like, can you draw me right now? And I was like, no, I don't even know you, cuz, like, get out my face. There was this old man one time too, I was doodling on the train. He was like, wow, your art is so beautiful. And I was like, thank you so much. And he was like, I wanted to pursue art when I was younger and I never went through with it. And, you know, it makes me wonder what happened if I had gone through with it. And, you know, seeing you do this, like, is really inspiring. And I was like, you know, it's never too late to start and you should just do it. Like, you know, so I was just telling him, like, he should just go for it. And, like, you know, it's never too late to really start. And he started crying. He was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, I needed this. Like, that was such a kind thing for you to say. I gave him one of my pieces from my sketchbook and I handed it to him and he was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I'll cherish this forever. He asked me to sign it, so I signed it. A lot of nice interaction that you have with people. Like, there's some weird ones, like I mentioned earlier. Also, like, it's just so funny, like, working at, like, a coffee shop too. Like I said about that trope, because literally, like, you meet people. Oh, I met Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike pulled up to my shop. I was just like, bro, you're Dr. Mike. I met Dan too, his editor. Dan and I met Dr. Mike. So cool. They were so nice. They were so nice to me. And I got really, I'm proud of myself for walking up there, but I got really shy when I wanted his autograph, but I had already talked to him and I didn't want to be like, yo, can I get your autograph? I already pulled up on him once while he was eating. Long story short, it's really like inspirational to be in New York City. You get to see so many people with so many different talents, and the thing about art is no matter how it looks, art is always how you interpret things, and you add your own style, your own twist to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really interesting to see like how people interpret the world and how they see the world through their eyes. Like, even if it gets locked away over time or you lose it over time, it's like everybody interprets things for the world and like their specific point of view. And I think that's a really cool thing. And in New York City, you can really see that under all the dirt and the rats and the roaches. But that's another story. That's basically Flor's Corner for this episode. This is basically this episode of Flor's Corner, just living in New York, being an artist, the history, all the great things that's ever happened in New York City, and using that to fuel my inspiration and be my muse, and seeing a whole bunch of different people and their creativity and feeding off of that has been such a really, really cool thing. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I just felt like, you know, having some time to sit down and talk is also really cool. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more content, and look out for my next 2 videos later this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!